Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, has come back on set. Kaveh, oh my goodness. How do you react to that?
Well, look, the first thing you should say is that referees are human beings. They make mistakes like everybody else. They were working there in a very highly pressurised environment, and they made a mistake, and it was a big mistake.
World football has been thrown into unprecedented turmoil after FIFA took the extraordinary step of ordering a rematch following a stunning admission that the VAR system suffered a confirmed technical failure during a decisive match involving Brentford. What was once dismissed as conspiracy, exaggeration, or fan frustration has now been officially validated by football's highest authority. Technology failed, and the result cannot be trusted. This is not just another VAR controversy. This is the moment the sport crossed a line it may never return from. For years, football authorities sold VAR as the ultimate safeguard against injustice, a neutral, flawless system designed to eliminate human error and restore fairness. Instead, the game now faces a far darker reality. When technology itself becomes unreliable, football loses its final excuse. There is no referee to scapegoat, no single official to suspend, no human error to accept as part of the game. There is only the uncomfortable truth that the system meant to protect football has compromised it instead. According to FIFA's internal investigation, a critical failure within the VAR infrastructure prevented match officials from properly reviewing a decisive incident. This was not a marginal call or a subjective interpretation. It was a system malfunction, a breakdown so severe that key footage was either unavailable, delayed, or inaccurately processed at the moment it mattered most. By the time the failure was discovered, the damage had already been done. The final whistle had blown. The points had been awarded. The table had shifted. And then came the admission. Behind closed doors, FIFA officials reportedly concluded that the integrity of the match had been fundamentally undermined. The governing body faced an impossible choice: protect the illusion of finality or acknowledge a truth that would shake the sport to its core. By ordering a rematch, FIFA chose the latter, but in doing so, they opened a crisis far bigger than a single fixture. Football has always lived by an unwritten rule: once a match ends, the result is final. Controversies are debated, referees are criticized, apologies are issued, but the scoreline stands. This principle is what gives football its brutal drama and emotional weight. The injustice hurts because it is permanent. The joy is sweeter because it cannot be reversed. That principle is now broken. By sanctioning a replay due to VAR failure, FIFA has effectively declared that some results are no longer definitive. The implications are terrifying. If one match can be replayed because technology malfunctioned, then how many others should be reconsidered? How many clubs lost titles, Champions League qualification, European revenue, or even top-flight survival because of VAR errors that were never publicly admitted? The danger lies not just in what FIFA has done, but in what they have legitimized. Clubs now have a precedent. Lawyers now have ammunition. Fans now have proof that outcomes can be challenged after the fact. Football, once governed by emotion and finality, now risks drifting into a culture of appeals, audits, and retrospective justice. The pitch is no longer the final battleground, the boardroom is. For Brentford, the situation is deeply uncomfortable and profoundly unfair in its own way. Through no wrongdoing of their players or coaching staff, the club has been dragged into the center of a global storm. Their original result is now viewed by many fans as illegitimate, even though they played under the same conditions and decisions as their opponents. This is the cruel paradox of the situation: a club can be both innocent and condemned at the same time. The psychological impact cannot be overstated. Players who believed they had earned a result must now mentally rewind and prepare to fight the same battle again under intense scrutiny and hostility. Opponents, meanwhile, approach the rematch with a sense of moral entitlement, convinced that justice was stolen the first time. No matter the outcome, accusations will follow. If Brentford win again, critics will argue the original injustice still influenced momentum, confidence, and preparation. If Brentford lose, supporters will claim the replay itself distorted fairness through pressure and narrative bias. The rematch solves nothing. It only relocates the controversy. At the heart of this crisis lies VAR itself, a system that was supposed to end debate, not multiply it. Since its introduction, VAR has consistently failed to deliver the clarity it promised. Instead, fans have endured endless delays, inconsistent interpretations, and decisions that feel detached from the reality of the pitch. The technology has not removed subjectivity, it has merely hidden it behind screens, protocols, and unexplained conversations. This latest incident confirms the worst fear of VAR critics: technology does not eliminate error, it institutionalizes it. Even more alarming is the accountability vacuum VAR creates. When a referee makes a mistake, responsibility is clear. Officials can be reviewed, demoted, or suspended. But when a system fails, who is held accountable? The technicians, the software providers, the governing bodies that approved its use, or no one at all? Football now finds itself in a position where blame is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Fan reaction has been explosive. Across social media, radio phone-ins, and stadium debates, supporters are voicing anger not just at VAR, but at the entire governance structure of the sport. Many are asking why the error was not detected immediately. Others question how many similar failures have occurred without ever being admitted. The most dangerous question of all is now being asked openly: how many results are built on silent errors we will never know about? Trust, once lost, is almost impossible to restore. Fans may tolerate bad referees, they may accept bias, incompetence, or inconsistency. What they cannot accept is uncertainty. Football thrives on belief that what happens on the pitch, however flawed, is real and final. When that belief collapses, so does the emotional contract between the sport and its supporters. FIFA may argue that ordering a rematch demonstrates integrity and accountability. In isolation, that argument has merit. But in the wider context, the decision feels less like leadership and more like panic management. It raises the suspicion that governing bodies are reacting not out of principle, but out of fear of legal challenges, commercial backlash, and growing resistance to VAR itself. The timing only deepens that suspicion. VAR controversies have reached a boiling point across multiple leagues, with fans, managers, and players openly questioning its value. By admitting a system failure and ordering a replay, FIFA has inadvertently confirmed that the emperor has no clothes. Looking ahead, football stands at a dangerous crossroads. Either VAR is radically reformed, stripped of its unchecked authority, and made fully transparent, or the sport must accept that technology will continue to erode its credibility. Half measures will no longer suffice. Fans have seen behind the curtain, and they will not forget what they found there. This rematch will be played. A new scoreline will be recorded. The league table will adjust. Headlines will move on. But the damage runs far deeper than points or positions. Football has now admitted that its most powerful tool is flawed, fallible, and capable of rewriting history. In doing so, it has triggered an identity crisis that threatens the very essence of the game. The beauty of football has always been its ruthless honesty: what happens, happens. Glory and heartbreak are permanent. That permanence is now in question. And once the final whistle no longer means the end, football becomes something else entirely: a sport forever arguing with its own past.